All right, we're live.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today as we celebrate Amplify Austin's I Live Here, I Give Here campaign. I am here representing Launchpad Job Club with Patricia Hayes, who is our new Launchpad president, and Shannon Mantrum, who's our amazing executive director. And we just want to talk to you today about what Amplify Austin is, what the I Live Here, Give Here campaign is, and why it's so important to us here at Launchpad that we get your support today. So, before we get started, Shannon shared some really great information with us that I just kind of want to share with everyone here. And then I'll have the other ladies do some speaking as well. But the reason why this Day of Giving campaign, which starts officially at 6 p.m. tonight and goes officially until 6 p.m. tomorrow night. But the good news is you can actually donate now if you would like to. We just need all of those donations to come into us before 6 p.m. tomorrow. So it counts towards our matching grant from Indeed. But the reason why this is so incredibly important to us is it really allows us to upgrade our audio visual equipment for our meetings. We'll be returning to the Goodwill Career and Technology Academy on Friday, April 1st. So that'll be exciting. It helps us pay salary towards our executive director, Shannon, which is the only paid position. All of the rest of us are 100% volunteers. And so it also helps us with all of the tools that we use to reach out to you, our members and our audience and our supporters and hiring companies. So things like MailChimp, GoDaddy, and Office 365. So we also use those funds to help us with thank you gifts when we have our speakers, awards and prizes for our members for participating in competitions and contests that we have going. And so that's the where your money and donation will go. It will allow us to provide services to job seekers who are in career transition, who may not have any other support like this. And then it also allows us to be a great partner with hiring companies in the greater Austin area. Now, I have talked entirely too much. So, what I'd like to do now is turn it over to Patricia, who is our brand new board president, and let her share with you why she chose Launchpad.
Hi there, everyone. I'm so glad to be here today and to be hosting our Amplify Austin chat here for Launchpad Job Club. And for those of you who know me in my audience, y'all know I go live all the time. So here we were. It's just like, let's just do it on my channel and we'll be good to go. And I would just want to say that, I have interacted with Launchpad Job Club for several years now. I think it's at least four. I keep losing track, but it's because I was asked to serve as a speaker. Many of you know my background is in coaching and executive advising, and with a focus on professional relationship building. And what better thing to be talking about when you're going to a group of job seekers than about how to strengthen their networking abilities and their skills when they are looking for a new position. And so that is literally my first introduction to Job Club, to Job Club. I think it was through a friend who had used the service, and they said, hey, they're looking for a speaker and this sounds like something you would do. So again, always advocating for the networking part,
Yes.
because that is how I found out about Job Club. And then I've just kind of stayed on Shannon's radar since then, and I've been a speaker for Job Club several times since then. And then late last year, got asked, got approached about serving on the board, and which I was just like, definitely would love to, because I believe in the mission and the purpose of Job Club. And then the opportunity also came up to say, hey, what about serving as our new president, since our lovely, founder was transitioning off, and I was like, well, let's talk about that. So after several conversations with Shannon, with Kathy, and meeting the board, I did accept that challenge. And here's the reason why. It's because it is really important for strong nonprofits in the Austin area to have good, strong, strategic planning in place in order to grow and move forward. Historically, Austin has been a great place full of giving and with people who give, but also like to create. But what happens is organizations will kind of fall by the wayside from a lack of support because there are so many. The unique thing about Launchpad is Launchpad has been around for 20 years with the original founder serving as the lead president and has been consistent over the years running a very, very tight ship with low overhead, high engagement, and a commitment to serving those in the Austin market who have transitioned from a position, gotten laid off, whatever the case may be, but need that ongoing support and community in order to up level to their next career position. So that it's all the things that I love working with, have always had a commitment to in some form or fashion throughout my career, as far as, supporting people through speaking or workshops and all that kind of stuff. And so I was glad to be able to step in, bring my long-term board experience and skills to Launchpad to help, take us to the next level. And so that we can start to grow and expand all of those fabulous things that have been going on for 20 years and see where we can go in the next 20 years. So glad to be here. So excited to be sharing and absolutely invite you to contribute to the Job Club's Amplify Austin stream.
Excellent. Thank you, Patricia. And we're so excited that you are joining us. You bring so much energy. You bring some great new ideas. You have the ability to help us reinforce all of the great things that we've already done for the past 20 years, but to help us take it to that next level. So we're really excited about that and grateful for you
Thank
and your
you.
leadership. Yeah. And now, speaking of leaders, none of this would be possible without Shannon Mantrum. She is our executive director. She works night and day for the organization. She has really been the face of our organization, along with Kathy Lansford-Powell, who couldn't be with us yet this morning. But Shannon's been around for a very long time. And so I'd like to turn it over to her and just let her share why Launchpad, why it's so important to her heart, and why your help is so important to us in reaching our fundraising goal for today.
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. And I would love to say regarding Patricia, I think it was less she volunteered and she was more voluntold. One of my favorite words.
I think that's Shannon's thing, right? Shannon, that's your thing. You get voluntold a lot.
Let's just say there was some private messaging in that chat, and we're like, we're going to have to take this offline.
Yeah. A little bit. Anyway, so I just want to do a slight correction. As of this Friday, March 5th, we're going to be 21. So,
oh, wow.
We're legal. We can drink. I've always called us the happy hour job club. Now we can drink. I love Launchpad. And I can tell you right now, in 2012, when I was first introduced to it, being pushed by my husband after I had missed my sales quota and was promptly shown the door 1 month. And I was like, I do not want to go there. I had been home with our daughters for years. And my first job back, I missed my sales numbers. And I'm like, oh, I feel so defeated. And Shannon, just go. And it was Kathy, meeting Kathy Lansford, the sort of the heart and soul of this organization, who for so many years worked just tirelessly. I mean, she did everything. 40-hour work week in 4 days with Workforce Solutions so she could have Fridays off to run the club. So we all followed her. I think we would have followed her like lemmings off a cliff. But now she has transitioned out. She is doing what every grandmother should be able to do. She is near family in Indianapolis. So being a Wisconsin girl, I guess the cold isn't that big of a deal for her. And so we're still trying to build upon what Kathy left us. And we know that there are so many people out there, even in this amazing job market, there's still people who need our help. And a lot of times it's people who are, like I like to say, fine wine vintage, like aged 45 up. And I remember when I first joined the organization, when I first was coming to the meetings in 2012, that was after the Great Recession. it was heartbreaking. There were some people who were out of work for 2 years. Now it's not usually as long, but even in an amazing job market like we have right now, there are people who are highly experienced, highly skilled, who will sit on the market a little bit longer if, no offense, an employer can find a fresh grad with the tech skills they need to be able to fill those roles. So what we do, I think, is vitally important. We serve as a community. That, I mean, it's one thing to be unemployed and looking for work. It's another thing to be unemployed and looking for work and feeling like you're the only one doing it and you don't know how and you haven't updated your LinkedIn profile in years, and et cetera, et cetera. But when you attend a Launch Club meeting, when you Zoom in with us, we have done a great job, I think, trying to keep the community together over the last 2 years. And I look so forward to our return to Goodwill Career and Technical Academy on April 1st. Insert April Fool's joke here. And I know that that's going to be another opportunity for us to start networking again, for our community to be live again, but also virtual. We're going to keep the meetings in a hybrid fashion. So if you are out of state, or if you are 20 miles away and just don't want to make that drive in that morning, but you still want to be part of the community, we're going to give you options. I mean, if there's nothing great that came out of this horrible worldwide pandemic, then us being able to learn how to be communicative virtually, then at least we have that silver lining. So if really, I will beg. I am not too proud. Your funds do help us continue to do the fine work that we do. So we hope you will support us for Amplify Austin. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Shannon, so much. And just like Patricia, Shannon courted me too. And again, I don't think I even introduced myself. I'm Jennifer Stutzriem. I am on the board as well, but I was a speaker at Launchpad and I participated in their career fairs as an executive coach and a career coach, reviewing resumes, helping with networking and interviewing skills. And she approached me about being on the board. And I just love so much what Launchpad does, because a lot of times large employers will provide their staff with what they call outplacement or transition services. But if you come from a smaller organization, or maybe you got a small package from one of the larger outplacement firms, something like Launchpad is invaluable, because we really do, as Shannon and Patricia both said, we've got an amazing community, but it's all about giving you the tools, the resources, and the skills to feel confident as you go out and look for your job. So resume writing skills, social media skills, interviewing, negotiating, and most importantly, networking. And that's where we really need your support. We want to continue to provide these great services free of charge to all of our members and any prospective members who aren't with us yet. And as Shannon said, with us now being virtual, you all can join us from anywhere in the country. And so Amplify Austin's I Live Here, I Give Here, this campaign is so critically important for us to continue to provide those services free of charge. And I think I mentioned briefly that Indeed is going to give us a matching grant for whatever we raise. So, from all of us here at Launchpad, we're so grateful for your support. Ladies, would you like to add anything else before we wrap this up?
Just to say, this is all fantastic and it's great. Thank you, Jennifer, because Jennifer works hard. We have what I want to say is, what I've learned very quickly is this is absolutely a working board. And so, like I said, there's a tight ship, a few staff, Shannon's it, and a lot of committed volunteers to make this work. And that's saying a lot. When there's so many organizations that have come and gone over the years. I have been in Austin for over 30 and served on many boards. And so I've seen organizations come and go. And the fact that this one is about to be 21 years old, and haven't stayed alive, based on the work of volunteers largely, that is saying a lot for it. So there is a link in the notes, and I will be also posting my personal link again, and Jennifer's going to post hers. And we ask you to share any amount is welcome, because as we said, it all goes to provide the services that are free of charge to the people who come and need them. So thank you once again, Jennifer, for coordinating all of this and making sure we got it off the ground.
Yes, and thank you, ladies, so much for being with me today. We're going to try to be back together again tomorrow morning with an update on how much funds we've raised to that point to get us to the finish line. But we appreciate you all. Please, and it's launchpadjobclub.org, just to visit our regular website. And as Patricia said, we will have the link to donate in the notes for here, and we'll all have it on our pages on LinkedIn and our other social media sites. So thank you all so much. Ladies, let's go out there and raise some money.
All right. Thank you.
Shake those
Bye,
tunes.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.